Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Everton 1, Arsenal 1, another draw. Um, but after that first half today, I would have took that draw because I thought we were awful in the first half. It was felt like a training game for Arsenal in many ways. We never really got going in that first half, but we made amends in the second half and got the goal just after half time, and got the penalty. And really just from then on it felt like it was destined for a draw. Everton had, I think, a big chance through Decore, and they had a few like half chances, one big save by Jordan Pickford in the second half. But yeah, it felt like a draw. It felt like Arsenal just wanted to get no injuries and just get through the game, obviously for the Champions League on Tuesday. And for Everton, it was sort of, well, it felt like once we went 1-0 down that we just wanted, again, just to get maybe a point, not try and keep the unbeaten run at Goodison Park going. So, which we have. And as I said, not the greatest spectacle ever. Two teams that, as I said, Everton in many ways, just want to keep that going. Two teams that, again, Everton looked like they are on the beach at times, some of the players, and it was only when they had to ramp it up, maybe after second half, being told that second half, coming out second half, and it was good that we scored so early on, certainly because they made a couple of subs that could have changed the game. But it is what it is. We're edging closer now. We're edging closer, and there's 3 more games at Goodison, and hopefully we can stay unbeaten. Hopefully get a couple of wins, if not 3 wins, who knows? Out of 3, but we're edging closer. 3 more to go. Up to 35 points. Moyes has now got more points than Sean Dyche did. He's just eked over the line again. Lots of draws, but listen, if you can't win, don't lose. And I think the same problems that in many ways Sean Dyche faced in the attacking third are the issues we have now. Struggling to make chances, although Njai was a massive boost today, certainly in the second half, maybe not so much in the first half, but certainly in that second half. So let's get into it. Jordan Pickford made a monumental sort of cock up early on, kicking out, no pressure, and he's clipped it with his other foot. And luckily enough, the Arsenal player still had a lot to do, and we got players back. But the goal, I think he should have done better on as well. I don't think it was right in the corner. I think it was from where he shot from. I think Pickford should do better. I really do. And I'm not, I don't get massively critical of Pickford as such, but I thought he should have done better for that goal, if I'm honest. Made a good save in the second half, their only shot on target, and he made an absolutely worldy save from one that had been, the whistle went, but he didn't know the whistle had gone at all. But it was a big save. That if that had been sort of in real time, if the whistle hadn't gone, it would have been an unbelievable save. 3 saves he made in the game, 1 punch. So yeah, I would give Pickford. I'd give Pickford a 6 for today. Jake O'Brien. Again, I think he should have done better for the goal. I really do. I think he should have gone better. I don't think he closes. I don't think he closes down the player quick enough at all. I think he allows him to shift it and get the shot off far too easy. I think when you look at that goal, it's only 2, and I think we've got like 4 back by the time he gets the shot off. I think he can go at him. I think he can block Trossard. I think we'd seen one earlier where they'd got a breakaway and Brandt waited for the very last minute and made a great tackle. I think there's an opportunity there to just get much closer. And listen, if he comes inside, I think we've got enough players. but he allows him to get the shot off, and I thought it was far too easy. Listen, it was a difficult game for him. It was a different kind of game for him. Again, them moving the ball a lot quicker, a lot of interplay. Two different challenges. First half, it was Sterling. Second half, it was Saka, wasn't it? Sorry, not Saka. It was Martinelli, wasn't the second half. Different challenges, but I thought the goal. I thought he could have done a hell of a lot better on that. So disappointed by him on that score. Didn't get into the final third too often this game. I think he looked more like a centre-back playing at right-back today, which is what he is. Ground duels won 2 out of 3. Aerial duels only won 1 out of 5. I mean, 1 out of 5 aerial duels. You're a giant, man. So Jake O'Brien, I would give a 6.3 for today. Nathan Patterson coming in at left back, bit of a surprise, played 75 minutes, did all right, did okay. Ground duels won 2 out of 5. Again, rustiness of not playing, it's not always easy to shift from one side to the other, a lot of people are not necessarily convinced about about Nathan Patterson as a left back. So to have both of your full backs and then one's a centre back and one's a right back playing left back, it can make it difficult, especially when you're up against a team that relies so much on its width. And, they changed. Obviously, they changed both of their wingers at half time for their best two. And I thought for the most part he did all right. Listen, he was the number one thing I want to see with Nathan Patterson is that he isn't jumping in, but he also isn't being beaten too easily. And I thought today, for the most part, he was okay on that front. He was okay. Again, didn't get up the pitch that much because he's on his left foot, so it doesn't really work. On the other side, he can get up. He's got confidence, but was that his first start of the season? The manager's tried to make change. He's made changes, and some of them have worked, some of them haven't. And that was very evident the way we played in the first half with those changes. Some things worked, some things didn't. But he felt like he had to make changes, and that's fair enough. He's got it. People want to see different players. I think the mad thing is today, the players that people don't want to see still started the game. But you've got to change things up when you've played one game on a Wednesday night and you've had probably 20% of the ball. And then today we've had 20% of the ball. Again, it's tough. It's a hot day. It can take it out of you. So it's good. It's good that we've seen the players. It's what people want to see. People want to see different players getting given an opportunity now that there's more players back. So Nathan Patterson, I'd give a 6.5 for today. He was fine without being amazing. James Tarkowski, a lot of eyes on him today. A lot of eyes on him to see what he'd do. How he would react. He got a great applause from the crowd before the game, and that's not like, by the way, that's not well done for booting a Liverpool player. That's fucking hell, mate. You're getting death threats. We're going to support you because you're our captain. So I don't hope none of the sort of outside world sort of look at that any different than what it was. But Tarky, 6 clearances, 2 block shots, 2 interceptions, one tackle. Wasn't dribble past won 4 of his 5 ground duels. Didn't win any of his aerial duels. Well, that seems a bit weird. But again, steady, fine, no issue. Did what he had to do, and did it well. To be honest, it's a bit more of a rear guard getting men behind the ball situation today, and I thought we were fine. The only time we looked shaky was when we let them catch us on the counter attack, which was how they scored the goal. So James Tarkowski give us 7.3. Jared Branthwaite, for the most part was fine, but on the goal, I just wonder whether his communication could have been better, or he could have been a little bit stronger. I'm not saying it was his fault, but he comes into an area where I think you have to win that ball. And Garner wins it, obviously heads it back, and that leaves a massive space. And I'm not sure whether he needs to be in that area, or if he is in that area, he has to be absolutely strong. He has to absolutely win that ball and take everybody out who's in the way. And he sort of just meandered into that area and got stuck in no man's land a little bit. Um, Apart from that, he was fine. 34 touches, 77% pass accuracy. Ground duels, didn't win any. He won 2 out of 2. 2 out of 2 ground duels, sorry, didn't win an aerial duel. Only had one, didn't win it. Again, fine. Because they didn't really do anything apart from the 2 breakaways, which he dealt with one of those breakaways brilliantly by sliding in at the last minute. Timed it to perfection, to absolute perfection, that tackle, because it looked like he'd looked like he'd waited too long, but he got across. And listen, after the week we've had in terms of like players who win the ball but might get a little bit extra, So that tackle was brilliant. It was just for the goal. I just wonder whether he could have been a little bit stronger, or the communication could have been a little bit better. But Jala Branthwaite, I would give a 7 for today's performance. Adrisagana Gay, as I said there, that mistake led to the goal. And again, could he be doing better there? Should he be heading the ball backwards? Of course, he can't see that there's a player there. But again, that comes down to communication. The player who's facing the play should always be the one, really, who's communicating to the other player what's going on. That's something like you're taught when you're kids. So I do think he should be doing better. In terms of ground duels, won 8 out of 15. So more than half of his ground duels he won. Again, he's steady in midfield. No issues at all. 46 touches, 78% pass accuracy. No issues at all. It's just the goal, isn't it? It's just that one moment. It's just a poor header. If Branthwaite's on the other side, it's not an issue. Branthwaite's there, but it's a bad mistake from it's not just those two. It ends up being 3 or 4 players for me that cost us the goal. But I just think that yeah. So I'd give him a 6.8 for today. Garner. It's a mistake and it leads to a goal. But as I said, was it completely his mistake? No. But it was what it was. They capitalised on it and they went and scored. Tyrrell Boonham. I spoke in the starting 11 last week about I didn't really think he'd done enough to get into the team, but I think the manager wanted to change things up and wanted to give him a look. He hasn't started the game since early on the season, has he? In the Premier League. Some good things and some bad things. So they played 65 minutes. I think the good thing is that he's got the confidence to pick up the ball and try and do something with it. I think sometimes, and I noticed this in pre-season, I think I spoke about this in pre-season, is that it's almost like he picks the ball up and he's got this picture in front of him, but he doesn't see the person who's right in front of him. He's like got the whole vision of the pitch, but this first person that he has to get past, it's like he doesn't see him. And I think we saw that again today. There's obviously quality in there, but he has to do better at seeing what's going on around him. And he has to be, and this is the biggest thing, he has to be quicker. He got caught 2 or 3 times today in possession, and they were in really dangerous areas. And he has to be quicker. That's his number one issue is, as soon as he gets the ball, he's got to know what's going on. And he wants too much time. And against a team like Arsenal, who obviously press high up, it's an issue straight off the bat. So I just think that he has to improve on that. That's his number one thing he has to improve on. I think there's a player in there, and obviously game time has been very limited this season, but that's something he's going to have to improve on. 23 touches, 83% pass accuracy. Ground duels he only won 1 out of 6. So for me, he has to do a lot better. He has to be a lot quicker. There's a rawness in there. There's elements of his game that are good, but there's also elements of the game that really cost the whole team. And this is where someone like James Garner, this is why I didn't think he'd take James Garner out. And this is why Tim Mbuna was subbed after 65 minutes. If you've got a makeup of Tim Mbuna, Decore, and Adisa Ganagejo in midfield, we had no control of the ball in the first half. Absolutely none. We just kept them giving it back and giving it back and giving it back. And it was just a wrong makeup. And that's why he brought James Garner on, to get a little bit of control. And whether you like James Garner, you don't like James Garner, he's a steady player. I didn't think he played well in the derby, but he's a steady player. And Tim's got to find that level. But unfortunately, he can't, because he never plays. But that'll take time. That'll take time. But a couple of moments today could have really cost us. And we have to find what he's good at. Like, I think he would be better in, like, the Decore role, the number 8 role. I think there he's out of trouble. He's going forward. He's a player who wants to go forward with the ball. But when he plays deep, and this is why Dice took him out of the team, he is a little bit of a liability. And I think he has to learn. So I'll give him a 6 for today. And that actually might be a bit of a generous 6, but I'll give him a 6 for today, because he hasn't played, because he hasn't been part of the team. And it's good that he's got a game, and he's, and we're seeing something. So there's definitely more to come from him. He just has to work on those issues, and we've got to work with him on those issues. Abdoulaye Decore played the full 90 minutes. It is funny how much people don't. Sorry, I was just going to say equalise, because someone just put Wolves have equalised. It's people just don't really like Decore, but you can understand why he's in the team. He could have won the game for us today. I think the shot was a bit telegraphed, to be honest. There was only really one place he could put it, and Ray got down and sorted it out. But the manager likes him because he's got energy, because he can get around the pitch. Played a bit deeper today, and his heat map. He's just put his heat map on there. His heat map there. He's all over the pitch. I mean, he's all over the pitch, and that's why the manager likes him, and that's why other managers have liked him, because he gets around the whole pitch, and when he plays in a deeper position, he offers something. And the other night, people say he had a terrible game in the derby, but the amount of tackles he won and stuff was really high. Ground just today, he's only won 3 out of 9. But he had a big chance to win the game for us, but unfortunately, he put it where he thought he was going to put it. But he is who he is. Listen, the manager, like as I said, we haven't got another midfielder like him. We haven't got another midfielder, whether we like it or not, who can get round the pitch as much as Decore can. And that's why the manager likes him. He offers something in the final third. He's physical. He's good in the air defensively as well. He's very sloppy. But it's the good things and the bad things, and that's what they weigh up for the players we've got. Of course we can improve, and of course we can get better players, but it's about what we've got right now. But he's very, very sloppy. His passing isn't great, but you have to look at the things he can do well, and I would give him a 6.7 for today's performance. I thought he was fine. I thought he was fine. Really today. Thought he was fine. No real issues if at all. Jack Harrison, weird one because he won the penalty, but I thought he was 35 touches, 46% pass accuracy. He won us the pen, and Arteta can cry all he wants about whether it was a pen or not. It was a pen. I don't understand why VAR took so long. Or I don't even understand why VAR got involved, if I'm honest. Jack on the right just doesn't work, I don't think. 7 crosses, only 2 accurate. Put 1 decent ball in from the left, I think. But he just doesn't, listen, he just doesn't do enough. He just doesn't do enough for me. Ground duels, 1 4 out of 9. He just doesn't do enough for me. Dribble attempts, 2, neither successful. He just doesn't do enough. And that's it. He's in the team by virtue that there's really no one else. He's a hard-working player. He'll work his bollocks off for you. No one is like saying that, or he doesn't, or, you know. But the thing is, on the other side, you've got Njai, who works his bollocks off and has something, as an end product, or has something, a trick, or does something. Or Harrison just doesn't have that. And that right-hand side is just something that for the last 2-3 years we've been absolutely crying out for someone to play there. Absolutely crying out for someone to play there. And that and like centre forward have to be like the big positions in the summer we look for. Have to be. And the problem with Harrison is as well is like we have Njai, who's our best player, and we also have McNeil, and they can both play on the left. But that's a problem for us because we don't have anyone else who can play on the right other than Lindstrom, who's obviously injured. So I can't ever question how hard he works, but I honestly don't think when we're talking about Premier League players, we should ever even talk about how hard they play. Ever. Like, that should never come into the conversation, should it? How our players work. Because if they didn't work hard, then they wouldn't be anywhere near. That shouldn't be in the conversation, ever. Working hard, really. It has for Everton players for too many years. Oh, he works hard. It should never matter. But he won us the penalty today. But apart from that, I thought he had a poor game personally. I don't think he's doing anything to stay at Everton, to be honest. But so Jack Harrison, I'd give him a 6, and that's because he won the penalty. On the other side, the goal scorer Iliman Njai. Thought he was quite quiet in the first half. Didn't think he could get going at all. But he came out second half and obviously got the penalty straight away. And to be fair play to him, because that penalty took for ages because of the VAR, because of the Arsenal players being absolute bellends. Absolute bellends they are. I'm just sick of players re-refereeing the games. I'm sick of it. I said this the last game when we scored against West Ham. I'm just sick of players re-reffing games of football. And we've got to this situation in the Premier League where VAR is now the ref. The ref's not the ref, the VAR is the ref. We've allowed this to happen in England. And this is the difference between other countries, is that this is what we've done. We allow players on the pitch to get in the referee's ear. And it happened early on in this game when Trossard went down for a penalty. And he stayed down on purpose because he wanted VAR to look at the penalty. And that's what they've been doing for such a long time. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off what they do. And I said it at the West Ham game. When they were all crying at the referee after we'd scored. Almost delay the game. And this thing, it really annoys me. And players are starting to do this now. Delay the game, make VAR, get in the referee's ear. VAR will take longer. And this is the problem, I think, with VAR, is that decisions need to be quicker. And referees, when he gave that penalty, he was in no doubt that was a penalty. No doubt. But the Arsenal players know that if they get in his face, so why doesn't he just go, all of yous go away? Go away. And the VAR, then everything gets checked. There's this thing of like nothing gets, like it only gets checked. Everything gets checked. So if they check it and see something, it shouldn't be checked because someone is, well, it's not. But these players delaying the game, players staying down because they think VAR will take longer to check it. And it's pissing me off, this. It's ruining. They say VAR's ruining football. No, this is ruining football. I think the way players react. It's like the new version of diving. They used to say players dived because they were fouled, but you have to like put some like extra bit on it to show the referee that you've been fouled. Now it's not about being fouled or diving. Now it's about forcing VAR to have a look at it, and it's so annoying. Honestly, it just makes everything worse. So Iliman Jai's had to wait longer, but he tucked it in the corner brilliantly. And from then on, to be fair to him, he had a really, really good rest of the half. And I suppose the only disappointing thing was that he went off with 15 minutes to go, and once he went off, our threat went off with him. But he was really, really good for that second half. First half, he just wasn't in the game. And listen, this is a player who's been out since 12th of February, is it? So nearly 2 months he's been out for. But I just thought 35 touches, 85% pass accuracy. Shot on target, shot off target. Dribble attempts, 4, only 1 successful. Ground duels, though, 6 out of 11. Like, this lad works his bollocks off for the team and can do it. And what he does is, whether his dribble successes are high or low, he keeps the opposition occupied. He gives them something to think about. He makes them work. He scares them. And that we don't have another player like that in our team. We don't have another player in our team who scares the opposition. So even though it was only really for the second half, he makes them work. He makes the opposition work. He runs them into the ground. So in Jai, I'll give a 7.8 for his little sort of second half cameo, and it's good that he's got that in his locker now. 75 minutes. He went down at one point, and I was a little bit worried that he might be injured, but I just think it was a little bit of cramp or something. So yeah, 7.8. But while I'm having a moan, oh my God, are Arsenal players the biggest shitbags you've ever seen? Like proper shitbags. Like every time they were touched, they went down. Every time. Like Timber, Tarkowski, twice off a corner. All the time, their players go down. They are like the biggest shitbags in football. What was the fucking drinks break about when they scored? Oh my God. The biggest shitbags in football. They are absolutely like killing the game all the time. So yeah, there you go. Beto. Yeah, wasn't particularly great. No shots on target, no shots off target. 21 touches, 70% pass accuracy. Dribble attempts successful, 1 out of 1 successful. Aerial duels 1, 2 out of 3. Yeah, there's moments, but it's diminishing returns with him. And he was up against a good defense today, but it's diminishing returns with Beto. Everton need to get a centre forward in the summer. Don't get me wrong, wouldn't have a go at Beto. His goals have propelled us up the table. His goals have given us the platform to win games and draw games. So I wouldn't have a go at him. Without him scoring, no one else, without enjoying the team, no one else scores goals. So I wouldn't have a go at him. But because I don't think I've never changed my sort of opinion of him in terms of like, you get him in front of goal, generally, well, apart from the derby and apart from Brentford and Wolves, he'll hit the target, but he's not good enough, and that's nothing's ever changed. Nothing's ever changed. He's got an opportunity, and he took his opportunity, and he got us some big goals to win his games, but nothing has changed in my personal opinion. He's still a number 2 striker. He's still a second striker, but because he scored goals, maybe someone will put a stupid bid in from Italy in the summer. Could be Roma, because I think he'd do very well. I just don't see him starting games for Everton next season. He doesn't give us enough. And that's all it is. There's just a lack of quality in him. Or maybe, maybe if he had a midfielder who could drive with the ball and put the ball in the places he needed it, then maybe be a better player. But then you could say the same for any striker, couldn't you? If you make chances for them, then they'll score goals. But for me, he's not a starting centre forward. He had a couple of moments today, but he doesn't dominate enough. And I think Moyes, he went off after 65 minutes today. I think today was the first time that Moyes probably looked at it and went, I can make a change early today. So Beto, I'd give a 6 for today. But we definitely need a win. We need a striker, and we need a striker, and we need a right winger for next season. Simple as that, really. James Garner obviously came on. He touched the ball 6 times. He was on the pitch for 25 minutes. 6 times in 25 minutes. Ground duels 1 out of 1. Aerial duels 1 out of 2. It was more about space then, wasn't it? It was more about just holding the space. And I think he came on and helped shore up the midfield a little bit and stopped Arsenal players just having the freedom of the world when they had the ball in midfield. Yeah, didn't do anything really, but just trying to see. Yeah, didn't really do anything, but just probably steadied the midfield a little bit. So I'd just give him a 6. Brozier. I mean, Brozier was on for what, 25 minutes, and see, I wouldn't have put Brozier on because I think he drops too deep. I think he drops a little bit too deep for me, and I think we needed to hold a higher line. It's just interesting that the manager doesn't put Schmidt on again. So, but he obviously sees something in Brozier. He had 9 touches, 100% pass completion. He does get hold of the ball well. I just don't see him as a centre forward playing on his own. I really don't. I don't think he's that kind of centre forward. I think he's someone who wants to get involved. He didn't get injured. I mean, that's a plus point. I just can't see him playing up front on his own. For us, I think he needs another player playing around him. I'd like to see him start like wide right or something. But he didn't do it. He didn't really do anything for me. So, as I said, I just don't see him as someone who can play up front on his own in this Everton team. I think maybe he can play off the right, maybe, but we have to be a lot more attacking. I think we have to have a midfield that's a lot more compact. Brozier, I give her a 6. Ashley Young came on for the last 15 minutes. Touched it 8 times. Again, that just shows you what we did in the last 15 minutes. Ground duels 1, 2 out of 2. Fair enough. Come on. Again, it was all about just making it a bit more compact. Yeah, fair enough. Ashley Young, 6.3. Carlos Alcaraz came on as well for the last 15 minutes. 4 touches. Again, this wasn't a game for him. This was not a game for Carlos Alcaraz. He wants to be on the ball, and it was more about just defending. So 4 touches. I'll give him a 6 as well. And then Dwight McNeil, the return of Dwight McNeil, 8 minutes played. No touch. He didn't touch the ball. He literally didn't do anything. He didn't touch the ball. There was no ground duels, no aerial duels. Every single stat is 0. Yeah, I can't give Dwight McNeil a score because every single thing was 0 for Dwight McNeil. But the manager did give him an opportunity to get on the pitch. So Dwight McNeil has returned, which is good. It's more competition for places, which is excellent. There you go. If you're watching live, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but Wolves are winning 2-1, so that sort of puts to bed the Ipswich situation, doesn't it? They are now 15 points behind Everton, because I knew some people were getting a little bit twitchy. They're 15 points behind Everton with 7 games to play. That means they have to win 5 games and get a draw. So that puts that to bed. Although there'll be people going, yeah, but Wolves are only 3 points behind us. Well, they are, but there you go. I can't give McNeil a score, but because if I went, he's got a 5, I can't give him a 5. But I also can't give him any score because he didn't do anything and touch the ball. He didn't touch the ball, so I can't give him a score if he doesn't touch it. There's literally no stats for him. He didn't do anything. How was he on the pitch that long to not do anything? That's mad. That's absolutely mad. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just have to just say it's good that he's back, and it's nice that we have another player available. There you go. There's your player ratings. Emma, I seen your comment before, and I hope today was like, you said but it was your last. It kind of is that a definite thing that it's your last game? Have you made that conscious decision? Because I know Dave Vitti said it was going to be his last. Have you made that conscious decision that it's your last game at Goodison? What if a ticket comes up for one of the other games? Would you take it, or have you like gone? No, that's it. I'm done. I am done. That's going to be the thing for a lot of people, isn't it? In the next few weeks, is it's their last game. So I seen a fella on the way out, and he said it was his last game, and he said he was crying, and he said he was crying. So yeah, it'll be the same for a lot of people in the next few weeks. It'll be their last game. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Be sad for a lot of people. I'm hoping that fucking Southampton game does not get moved off that Sunday, but there's something inside me telling me it's going to be, because Everton are being very quiet about it. And when Everton are very quiet about it, it means something nobody wants is probably going to happen. So just leave it on the Sunday and let everyone enjoy it, for God's sake. There you go. See, Emma, you might get a ticket. Don't say that. See, this is the problem for people who've got no season tickets, and I feel really bad for them, is that they don't know when their last game is going to be. So how did he soak it all up? How did he soak it all in? Unless they go, no, that's it. That's my last game. West Ham games finished 2-2, so we stayed against West Ham. Bournemouth, you knobheads. Why didn't you fucking win the game? But we stay above West Ham anyway. Emma, you'll get another one. Emma, if I see there's a spare, my friend, I will make sure you get it if I see any spares, because you take some grief off me, jokingly, obviously. Everyone knows that. But if I see there's a spare, I will make sure you're the person that gets it above everybody else, just simply because you deserve it from getting some stick off me. Which is all fake stick, because none of it's real, that you're a goth. Maybe you're not a goth, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just waffling on, but there you go. What time is it? 5 to 5. 5 to 5 and we finished. I did delay this video just because I wanted to watch the Grand National, even though I didn't have any money on it. But there you go. But nobody else hit me up for tickets. Because I'm not getting involved in anyone else's tickets. But what you need to do, because I heard there was quite a few floating around this morning. I heard there was a few floating around this morning because of the Grand National. So you just have to keep your eyes on the night before and the morning of a game. By the way, Emma, that's not me promising you a ticket. I just want to make everyone aware that I am not promising Emma a ticket. I'm just saying, if I hear of a ticket, I will make sure you're the person who gets it, because you've got mad goth skills. And because I've given you some stick. But the best thing to do is, if you're trying to get a ticket, is hit up the resale site the night before the game and the morning of the game, if you want one. So there you go. Right, I'm going to go, because I've spoke for ages, and I may have overpromised something that I can't guarantee. But there you go. But Brighton have had a play sent off now as well. What is going on? "12 minutes extra time. What's going on there?" Yeah. No, definitely. Emma doesn't go on the Blue Room, does she? I bet they don't give her any stick. I bet Matt Jones is like, "Oh, Emma, you're so nice. Your hair's like mine." I bet you they just don't even talk to you. Bet you they just don't have a rapport with you like I do. Do they give you just as much? Now I'm disappointed that other people give you as much stick. Good lads at the Blue Room. They should be, because I'm the one who brought them all in. I'm not saying the Blue Room will be dead without me, but it will be dead without me. Because I kept it going. Did he not talk to chat? It's because no one's watching. Anyway. See, I'm talking to the chat. I'm having a good time with you. Matt's a great lad. And the only thing I don't like about Matt Jones is he's incredibly good at running. Incredibly good at running. But I'm the person who brought Matt Jones to the Blue Room. Never forget that. Never forget that. Toffee, I am the man of the people. Never forget that. When I'm having my rants and when I'm going off on one, never forget that I am the man of the people. I will sit here on a lovely sunny day at 5 o'clock and talk to people when this is actually hating my stream, because when people come on and go, your video was 41 minutes, I'm not watching that. But I am the man of the people. I'm just sitting here. I'm just chatting to you. Oh, sorry, Emma. You give me stick. The difference is, though, you give me stick and you know exactly who I am, or you think you know I am. I have for 1 minute got a clue. Everything I say about you is a complete lie, because I don't even know you, which is just funny. But there you go. My God, the Crystal Palace game's still going on. Anyway, Wolves beat Ipswich. So that's Ipswich down. Let's get it right. That's them down. There you go. Right, you can all chill out. You can all chill out now. You don't have to worry. Anyone who was getting a little bit worried, you don't have to worry. You have to worry about Wolves going above us now. Who's asked? Ipswich have got 20 points and I've got 7 games to play. So for them to catch us and go above us, they need 16 points. So that's 5 wins and a draw out of their 7 games to go above us. So, yeah, that's not happening, is it? That's not happening. Transport for London. I think you're just trying to be funny there, aren't you? I think you're just trying to be funny. Yeah, that is one of the weirdest insults that people give me, is you are a taxi driver. Like, taxi driving is some kind of profession which like doesn't help the world. Anyway. Right, I am gonna go because I'm just sitting here. Right, go and check out Baz's videos, and I'll see you on Monday for the live at 1 o'clock or 1:15, depending on if we're doing the podcast. See you later. Bye.